What's up guys, it's your girl T, aka the nappy-headed jojoba, and I am back with a couple of things in this video. As many of you guys know, we are in the midst of two challenges. We're in the middle of our Fuck Yeah Fall Fitness Challenge, and I'm gonna level with you guys, I am totally tanking it. I've been decent with the eating except for this past week because I went out of town and I definitely went into vacation mode. So the eating's been more or less fine aside from the vacation, but the workouts have been a problem because I haven't been able to get to the gym as much as I'd like. And I also can't work out at home instead because of this situation. I have a puppy now. Her name is Ray Ray. I also wasn't planning to get a dog per se. What happened was my office manager, her friend was fostering Ray and her litter mates, and they brought them by where I work because it's a dog-friendly office to try to drum up some adoption business, and let's just say it worked. And I have a dog now. The rescue had actually named her Raspberry. It was her and her three sisters. They were Raspberry, Strawberry, Cherry, and Blueberry, I believe, because that's what rescues always do. They always come up with like whack themes for the dogs that they're trying to get adopted, like Snowflake and Winter, and I was just not really feeling that name too much. Like, it was kind of cute, but I actually tried calling the dog Raspberry once I got her home, and she literally left the room. Twice. I tried it twice and she left the room both times. Now, considering she was found in Watts, she and her litter mates were left in a bucket on the side of the road in Watts. I don't know who does that, but I'm glad that the rescue happened to be trolling Craigslist and saw a listing like free puppies at this random intersection in Watts. They rescued the dogs, and just based on her temperament, she's completely trauma-free. She is the most friendly dog I think I've ever met. She loves other people, she loves other dogs, especially big dogs, and she's got a great little spirit and she's super smart. So I think that the rescue was able to get them, you know, within just a few hours of those creeps leaving them in that bucket. But anyway, after she left the room after me trying to call her Raspberry, I started just calling her Ray for short, and then it seemed like since she's from Watts, Ray Ray might be like a little bit more appropriate because she is a true hood rat. She's even got ink. I learned that they actually, when they spay rescue dogs, they tattoo their stomachs so that if another random vet sees the dog, they'll know, oh, this dog has already been spayed or neutered, whatever the case may be. So she legit is a hood rat from Watts with ink. I wound up adopting her, and she came home to live with me in her forever home, as they call it, mere days after our challenge kicked off. I actually think it might have been a day or two before the challenge kicked off. So my entire life was turned upside down because having a puppy, it's not as hardcore as having a baby, but there are a lot of similarities. So it's just been really hard trying to manage doing all the things I would normally do when I have to make sure that she's looked after. It's easy enough to be able to bring her to work and things like that, but even just getting ready in the mornings or trying to film videos has been a lot more challenging. This is in fact the first time I feel like I've been able to film a video since getting her. I think I've had her like 3 or 4 weeks now, so it's getting a little bit easier as she's becoming a little bit more independent, but she definitely always needs to know where I am and ideally be on my lap. Like, basically my legs are her personal hammock. If I'm stretched out on the couch, she just lies down in the divot between my legs, and that is her hammock. She's really squirmy right now because she's like a little confused as to why I'm talking, and then she's like, but you're not talking to me. What's going on? She's 3.5 months about right now. She's still a little McNugget, as you can probably see, so I don't expect her to get terribly big, but she's a great puppy, even though I was apprehensive about getting a dog because it was not something I had planned for per se. It's the best decision I ever made. So that should catch you guys up on why I've been mostly MIA during this fitness challenge on my blog, because my blog is usually where I keep you guys updated, but it's even been hard to do that. Not to mention just the embarrassment of not even really following through on the 4 workouts per week minimum and stuff like that. So it doesn't feel good, but that's why it's called a challenge. It's meant to be challenging. So I'm hoping that once we get into more of a groove where Ray Ray is a little bit more independent and maybe I can leave her at home for an hour or two, then I'll be able to get back into the swing of things with a regular workout schedule. Working out at home isn't really an option because I'm worried that she would think that I was playing and then she might get hurt with me like lifting weights or doing whatever it is. So I'm not particularly interested in crate training her. I'd just rather be able to train her to be able to roam free whenever she's here at home or whenever I'm not at home with her. And it's been going pretty well. I mean, usually I just have someone look after her if for some reason I have to go somewhere that I can't bring her with me. But she really isn't a destructive dog. So my focus is on making it so that she can have free reign of the house even if I'm not here, rather than relying on a crate. Anyway, let me know how you guys are doing with the Fuck Yeah Fall Fitness Challenge in the comments below. I hope you guys are doing better than I am. And let's move on to an update on the Protect Your Ends Challenge, which is also going to include the unboxing of my Fly Honey Wig. As I mentioned in my announcement video for the Protect Your Ends challenge, I was going to be doing a variety of things: wigs, head wraps, turbans, just regular old-fashioned protective styles. The hair challenge for me isn't really much of an adjustment, and as I mentioned in the last video, I've kind of been doing this challenge solo for a few months, so really I just wanted to invite you guys to join me. So I would say once I officially started the challenge with you all, the first week or two I was doing wigs pretty much exclusively. I do enjoy a turban as well. I love head wraps, and I still owe you guys a lookbook slash haul. I guess it's past the due date of being a haul because I've had them for a while and I've even collected more since asking you guys, but I did promise you guys who are interested that I would do sort of a roundup of all my head wraps from the Wrap Life and Fum Jum, and now I also have some from Trendy Turban, so I definitely have an idea of how I want to share some of my favorites from those three brands. They're all sister-owned businesses, so that is coming probably not soon because I have a puppy, but as soon as possible. So on to this wig unboxing, because I've had this wig sitting waiting to be opened because I wanted to do it on camera, but the wig also arrived right when I got my dog, so that was another thing that just had to be put on the back burner because I wasn't really set up to be able to film without, even now I'm like distracted every 10 seconds like looking at her to make sure she's not doing anything that she shouldn't be doing. I had a Fly Honey wig made for me by Renee304. Renee has been on YouTube for years. I have been subscribed to her channel for years, and I wish that she would come back and make more videos, but she's too busy killing the game with her wig making business. She was the first person I ever saw, at least, to come on YouTube with this really cool idea of actually just making custom units for people. You know, you send her your bundles of hair, or you send her your bundles of hair and a closure, and she can make you a U-part wig or a U-part or a full wig with a lace closure. And she's always had reasonable prices. I mean, it's, if you don't know how to make a wig yourself, or you just don't want to or don't have the time to make a wig yourself, give Renee a shot. I'll leave all of her information in the description box below, but I'm really excited about it because the hair that I had my wig made from is actually from Y Hair, which is Patricia Bright's company. So it's like supporting two sisters in one wig. It came in a padded mailer, priority mail. I did the standard turnaround time, which I believe is 5 weeks roughly. I had 3 bundles of the Y texture hair as well as a lace closure, and I was lucky enough to catch it on sale. She was having a sale where it was 30% off, so I was able to get one of her bundle deals where it was the 3 lengths and a closure, and it was actually a pretty fair price. I had the Y texture hair in 16, 18, and 20, and then a 4x4 closure. I had the hair sent directly from Y Hair to Renee in Georgia, and everything went perfectly smoothly. The shipping notice came, I would say, less than 24 hours after I placed my order, and I placed my order on a weekend, so I was very impressed with that. I love Patricia Bright. She's one of the few YouTubers of her kind of level of subscribers and exposure who I actually still feel is like very genuine and real. So this is my wig here in this organza sachet, and it has some cards from Renee, and it says, "To one Fly Honey, thank you for your purchase," with my name, which is very nice. And then the leftover hair is right here. I actually just said to Renee, you know, if it's going to be too full, I defer to you. I trust your expertise. Don't use all of the hair. If it's going to look like I'm wearing a shag rug on my head, you know, I would like it to be full, but I don't want it to look insane. Now, let me just reiterate, this wig has been sitting in a bag for about a month because I haven't been able to do this, to film this unboxing. So I'm seeing it for the first time, and I'm sure that it's probably going to need a little bit of love in terms of moisturization. But here we go. I had her bleach the knots, and yes, there's definitely bleach. I might actually tone it a little bit. There's a little bit of brassiness just on the lace, so I might actually just tone the closure area. Very, very neat, close together stitching. It's a breathable dome cap. It's kind of mesh, which is nice because I've made wigs on regular dome caps, and they're pretty much too hot to wear. Like, I could only wear them in winter, which doesn't even get that cold because I live in LA. And I had her arrange the hair from longest on the bottom to shortest on top. So hopefully you guys, I'm unfortunately having to shoot this in the evening when I don't really have any daylight left, but it looks like it's a really pretty curl pattern, and it looks really nice and full without being excessively full. Renee mentioned that she uses Cantu leave-in on her wig, so I actually picked some Cantu up from Target to use it, because when she sent me, Renee will send you before and after pictures of the wig when she's first constructed it and hasn't like conditioned it or anything, and then after pictures after she's conditioned it and like kind of styled it for you, and it looked really, really nice in the after picture. So I think like the hair doesn't even feel like dry, but it could probably use a little bit of perking up with like a spritz down of water and maybe just a little bit of Cantu. So what I'm gonna try to do is try to get my hair a little bit flatter. I just have it in dookie twist. I only have about like 5 of them, maybe 6. So I'm gonna try to get my hair a little bit flatter, but the nice thing about kinky curly wigs is your hair doesn't have to be perfectly flat. You can usually get away with some lumps and bumps. I'm no weave-nista, but I'm really pleased with these curls. Like, I think it's a really pretty curl pattern, and the hair feels really soft and nice. Feels like it's a pretty good quality of hair. In terms of construction, there is some elastic band left out on the bottom in the back. I suppose you could cut that off if you wanted to, but I feel like I want it for security. Renee does have you send measurements when you're putting all your information in on her site, but I will say this feels a bit snug. There are no combs, by the way. You can request combs be sewn in for an upcharge, just like getting my knots bleached was, I think, 25 bucks extra. I've bleached knots before, and it's kind of a hassle, and I just felt like it would be better to have her do it during the process of making the wig rather than try to do it after I'd received the constructed wig. I'm thinking I may even want to tint this lace a bit. It looks a little bit light for my skin tone. I'm gonna just mist her down a bit. When you're ordering your wig with Renee, she'll kind of like have you send her details on what is your desired look, so you can like send her a picture of your style inspiration and stuff. Getting a little bit of shedding. So I actually sent in a picture of Falake Huntoon from Style Pantry. I think I'm gonna have to shape this, which I'm pretty sure Renee told me I would have to do. She's really great about communication. When she receives your hair, she sends you pictures of how she received it and all that. And even when she's sending out your wig, she kind of lets you know, any peculiarities or just observations that she might have with the hair. So I thought that was really great. This is my first time ever using Cantu, by the way. I've never used Cantu. It's the leave-in conditioning repair cream. I've never used Cantu at all, like never on my own hair, never on a wig, but after seeing those after pictures from Renee and seeing how she had transformed the hair, I was like, well, I defer to you. Clearly you know what you're doing. She's like the wig whisperer. I'm not really gonna like lay this right now with concealer and stuff. This is really just a try on. I do need to do something about the color of the lace. That was too much for that section. The wig feels like it'll fit better if I can get my hair like flat twisted down before I actually wear it. So that will be what I do. It's a lot of fragrance in this Cantu, I'll tell you that. I would say at first blush, I'm excited about the potential for this wig. I do need to cut some layers in the front to frame my face and also just kind of shape it all over, which I'm no expert at, so that's gonna be interesting. I also need to do something about the color of the lace. Generally speaking, I'm quite pleased with both Fly Honey Wigs and with Y Hair. I feel like those are two companies that, based on my first impressions of this wig and this hair, I absolutely would and will support again. I'll definitely make another video where I come back and show you guys kind of like what this wig really looks like once I've cut it and done what I need to do with the closure and stuff, but at least this way we can all kind of get a first impression, and I was finally able to get this damn wig out of this pack. This is the amount of hair that was left over. This looks like it is probably from the longest bundle, but I honestly don't know because I had the hair sent directly to Renee. So I'm not entirely sure, but maybe I'll measure it later just to see which inch length this is. But this is how much did not make it onto the wig. And it's quite full with just the 2 and probably 2/3 bundles, maybe 2.5 bundles, I'd say. And I'd say that the weft construction is pretty nice, honestly, from the Y hair. There are some beards, but nothing too bad. I've certainly seen worse. And it looks like a flexible but sturdy weft. And here you guys can kind of get an idea of what the curl pattern originally looked like. Obviously, again, this has been sitting in a padded mailer for about a month, and it wouldn't have been like deep conditioned and stuff along with the rest of the hair that's actually on the wig. So all things considered, it still feels pretty soft and pretty good. So good on you, Patricia. I really wanted to do this video because I found it very odd that there really aren't any reviews of Y hair on YouTube. I mean, there's like 2 hardly anything at all. I don't know why that is, because you would think that a hair brand started by a YouTuber would be getting a lot more play on YouTube. But quickly, just so you can see where this falls, because again, the longest length of hair that I have is 20 inches in the Y texture. It's about here. My bra strap is right here. If I bring it to the front, it's just grazing maybe armpit length. There's definitely potential and a vision for this wig, so I got a little work to do. Probably as soon as I finish filming this video, I'm gonna be putting this on my styrofoam head, cutting her up, getting her looking a little bit more customized, and then addressing, you know, the little issues I'm having with the closure. But I do think that this is going to be a nice wig to have in my arsenal. As long as you take care of human hair, it can last you a really long time. So I'm really glad that I invested in Y Hair and in Fly Honey Wigs, because this is going to be a good one. Add the update on this wig to the list of all the other videos that I owe you guys, along with that head wraps video, but it will fold in nicely with this protective style challenge, so I do want to get that done as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, that's it. We gotta go. Bye bye.
That's a nappy headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.